All right, it is, it's U.S. Open week here at Shinnecock. Not to mention, we've got some pretty good Major League Baseball games, some afternoon action, and of course, the World Cup in full swing. Lot to go over here. Just one WNBA game here tonight. It's actually a pretty decent game here. And we've got the man that's going to point us in the direction that we need to know across the board. One Artis Caesar over at the Superbook at the Westgate in Las Vegas. Now, the question is, Art, I heard there's a little ruckus going on at that over 65 poker tournament that the PREZ has been involved in. Have you done a welfare check on the PREZ? Because nobody's heard from him. Is everything okay there? Is he on the news? Is it a silver alert? Well, what's going on?
You know, Joe, there was a guy in the comments maybe a couple of days ago who said, "What's the over-under on times PREZ texts Art?" And I responded, "I've had him blocked for years. He's texting into the abyss right now. If he's texting me, I have no clue what he's doing. He might as well be in Toronto, even though we're in the same city. I have no idea what you know how he goes. He goes 0 dark 30 on us.
Yes.
He just."
If he had been winning in this poker tournament, as sure as shit as we're sitting here, Art, we would have gotten a whole lot of texts and phone calls. Yes, he'd be actually screaming to try to log in right now and join us on
to
here.
Update us. Yeah.
Something tells me
great call.
He's in Phoenix by now at some sort of over 65 retreat there. But we got a lot going on here, Art. We appreciate everyone stopping by. Let's kick it off with, how did the books do last night? Nothing crazy last night as far as, well, I guess Portugal tying, right? I guess the draw there a lot of people were on Portugal yesterday, but Ronaldo, Father Time, has kicked his ass in a big, big way here. But what was the outcome last night across the board for you guys?
It was a small losing day, you know. You're right. Portugal actually was a good result, them drawing the way they did. But, you know, you had the big names in baseball coming through: Yankees, Dodgers, Cubs. A lot of these teams that people like to bet daily, people like to put in parlays daily. So that ended up making it a losing day for us.
All right, there you go. Not too bad, but plenty more coming up here today, including the start of the U.S. Open, delayed this morning. I mean, there was fog. There's 40 to 50 mile an hour winds anticipated over the first couple of days. So everyone got off late, but a couple of guys under par right now. They're going off the front and the back, it looks like, including our boy Brooks Koepka now, who last won this tournament when it was at Shinnecock back in 2018. So any other matchups or anything that you saw come in from the sharps in this?
No, you're right, though. It looks like the British Open today with the wind, and it's just dreary. And we talked before we went on air that, who knows, maybe this is something that gets finished up on Monday. But, yeah, I mean, you know, the tournament matchups I gave up yesterday, that was pretty much one of our sharp golf guys who comes in and, you know, puts that in. I've mentioned that pretty much on all the top guys outside of Scheffler will do pretty well on. We want to avoid Scheffler, which is crazy because people were betting him at 11-2, 6-1, you know, that type of stuff. So it's crazy to think a guy who's that heavily favored to win a golf tournament, you know, we would lose on. Normally we do well on those type of guys. So Scheffler's really the big one we want to avoid this week.
Yeah, well, he's already up there as well, 1 under par. But birdies could be hard to come by early on here today and tomorrow. But some Major League Baseball action, afternoon action, in fact, coming up. But what are you seeing here? I know the Mets finally won a game yesterday. Now they got to take on Philadelphia. What are the Sharps leaning towards early today?
Sharps are on two sides today. They're on the Twins and they're on the A's.
Ooh, Twins and A's there. All right, I mentioned one WNBA game. Atlanta, Indiana is actually, and you can tell it's a good game because it's pretty much a pick-em price here, Art. They're in Indiana, and this should be a pretty good one with two of the best teams right now.
Yeah, pick them across the board. They bet the under, you know, treating this as almost kind of a playoff game. Over under, the total overnight was 174.5. We're now 173. So we were bet to the under.
Betting to the under there. All right. Did you have, I believe we understand that the College World Series is all set, right? North Carolina getting ready to, against Oklahoma. I don't think a lot of people had that in there. Best 2 out of 3 coming up, Art. I believe that starts on Saturday. Anything there where you said North Carolina killed you? Is that correct?
Yeah, North Carolina was really no. North Carolina was fine. Actually, that was the best result for us. It was the two teams
perfect.
at the top. Georgia and Texas were the worst for us.
Perfect.
And like I said, we knew they were going to beat each other in that first game, so we were kind of with that. North Carolina, who's obviously the highest remaining seed, they're the best team out of the two. We'll have stuff on that either later today or early tomorrow morning. So obviously on tomorrow's show, we can definitely go over everything when it comes to the College World Series. Everything you're seeing, though, is North Carolina is, like about $1.50, $1.60 favorite in game one, almost a $2 favorite to win the series.
Yeah, all right. So that should be a good one there. How about the World Cup? We saw England win. Good old Harry Kane showing up yesterday. We've got 4 more today. What are we thinking we're going to get? Canada's in full effect again today against Qatar. Any movement one way or the other here?
Yeah, we'll need Switzerland in the game against Bosnia. They were taking Bosnia +1. So we need Switzerland to cover that goal. That's our big need. The Mexico-South Korea game, that's seen really good two-way action, whether they're laying half a goal with Mexico at +105 or even money, taking South Korea on the other side at +0.5 at -125 or -120. I believe that's the last game of the night. That has seen really good action. Canada obviously is going to see a lot of parlay action. They're almost a $4 favorite, so Canada will be roped in to a lot of the parlays. And it's, you mentioned Harry Kane. We were talking about that goal scorer yesterday. Yep. All the big boys came to play in this tournament, Joe.
Damn right they did. Yep.
Right? All the top guys in the world who score all the goals, they're scoring in this World Cup. So I think it makes for great TV. And like I said, I mentioned it yesterday. I'll mention it again. People are betting this World Cup, man. They love this stuff.
Yeah, the handle is through the roof, man. But everyone except Cristiano Ronaldo looks like he wants to be any place other than playing soccer right now. And to tell you the truth, I can't blame the poor guy. I don't know what the hell you're doing, dude, besides, I don't know, cashing $190 million checks here to be as mediocre as they come. But a lot of soccer still to go. We'll have, I'm going to be interested tomorrow, Art, to hear what Team USA and the action they're coming up for tomorrow's game against Australia. That should be good. But I do believe we hit our parlay of the day yesterday. Did we not? Was there some sort of parlay of the day that we got going on there?
Yeah, and we both won in blowout fashion. I had the Brewers and you had the Yankees. So I believe they both won by like 4 or 5 runs plus.
That's
so
correct.
Really nice, easy, no sweat for us.
Yes. All right. So we got a parlay of the day today. We're going to back it up. Tell me what you are kicking us off with here, Art.
I can't imagine the Braves are going to get swept by the Giants.
Hysterical.
Give me the Braves at home, -130.
Art, I am with you there in a big way. I don't know how that's going to happen. All right, I am going to go with one of the later games there, and you had mentioned it. The Sharps like the Athletics, who got their ass handed to them last night by Pittsburgh. It is that Sutter Park. It is Sacramento, and Soriano's going for the Angels. Feels like we're going to get some runs in this one. So I'm going to take the Athletics, and I'm going to go with their team total up and over here, Art. I believe it's 4.5 here or 5. Either way, I think the Athletics bounce back, and we're getting some runs in that game here tonight between the Angels and the Athletics. All right, so you're back tomorrow there, Art. We'll be ready to roll.
I am back tomorrow. Like I said, I thought it was touch and go early in the week, but I'm 100% back tomorrow, and we'll have a lot tomorrow. Obviously, all the World Cup, including the big Team USA game. We'll talk more College World Series, and, a lot of WNBA tomorrow and a lot of MLB, so a lot to talk. And there's going to be some UFC. I don't know. Haven't seen a ton of UFC yet, but we'll have some UFC to talk about as well.
Going to be a lot of fun here. I believe even Carmine Bianco will stop by tomorrow.
Yeah.
He'll either be crying about how Team Canada got upset today, or he'll be all sorts of patting himself on the back, since he did come on the show last week and give us Canada as an underrated team. Art, get out of here. Big day for you. We appreciate it. We'll see you again. Iana, we still got much to get to. We're going to dive into some predictive markets. I'll run down the rest of the Major League Baseball slate for you, and we'll throw out a couple of picks here for the World Cup rundown. We are just getting started, but it is time for a little business here, because everybody loves to look at the Prez. All right, business time here. Let's talk about what's going on over at WagerTalk.com. And, well, we got a Major League Baseball play for you, locked and loaded. Another winner last night, now on a 5-0 run here to start the week in Major League Baseball. Continuing to roll on my free page play as well. You guys are always yelling, you want free plays? There's no reason not to visit my page over at WagerTalk.com, wt.buzz/JR. Another free play going up there in Major League Baseball on an 18, I believe, and 3 run now over the last 21. We did have one up yesterday, but I believe there was a late pitching change, so that one got pulled down. But I'll have another one up there for you. And just keeping it rolling here, guys. Over the last, close to 40 days now, we're 61%, nearly 45 units up. It's been a heck of a run here, and Major League Baseball is my favorite sport of them all to handicap. And as we get ready for the dog days of summer, this is where you build your bankroll to get ready for football season here, because that will be here before you know it. So make sure you guys check it out, wt.buzz/JR. Got a play up over there. Take advantage of the buy 3, get 3. Great opportunity here. 6 days for $69. That's the way to do it. Get yourself a full package here. Partner up with me. Let's build that bankroll together. Let's get ready for what is going to be, I think, a great summer for Major League Baseball and Major League Baseball handicapping. So take advantage. Buy 3, get 3, $69 over at my page at WagerTalk.com. All right, predictive markets. Let's dive into some of this. And this is always fun here on a Father's Day weekend. The U.S. Open should absolutely be drama-filled. Like it was last year, you may remember Sam Burns with the ultimate of meltdowns on the Sunday at Oakmont when it was a hurricane and it was raining sideways, and he looked like he was going to be able to get himself that first U.S. Open major championship, and yeah, he fell apart here. But you will notice that pre-flop, he was 45-1, I believe, to win this tournament. He is currently just gave one back, I believe, Sam Burns. He was at 2 under. He is now 1 under par. But he has been there and done this how many times, guys? I mean, Sam Burns is always in the conversation. Through 7 now on the back 9. The wind is absurd. I mean, 30, 40, 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts expected all day today and all day tomorrow. They say Saturday and Sunday you could be looking at about 20, 25, which is still absurd for a golf course which plays about 200 yards longer on the front, but it's a little flatter. The back 9 is absolutely brutal at Shinnecock, and they've let the greens grow. They're much longer than what they're likely going to be on Saturday and Sunday. Why? Because you're not going to hold a green with 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That's the problem. And I wouldn't anticipate a whole lot of big scoring. You're not getting a 65 today or tomorrow. So this is shaping up to be one of those tournaments where first one to 4 under, 5 under, might be able to win this, but it could very well be closer to 2 under par is your winning score when we get to Sunday. But Koepka also currently right now, last time this was at Shinnecock 2018, he won. He's 1 under par right now. Rory, 1 under par. Patrick Reed, which I know was a fan favorite, he got a lot of love in the market too as a long shot. He's at 1 under par through 5. So a lot of the familiar names out on this golf course, and that wind is howling. So it's not too late. If you guys want to jump on in, checking out the predictive markets, you've got some opportunities. I mean, Rory right now at 12 cents, Scotty Scheffler, 12 cents, Aberg right there, Sam Burns, we were just talking about. Would it be shocking if he was there in the final group or close to it on Sunday? I don't think we should be shocked if that's the case. Xander Schauffele, also some good value. Nobody has been in better form than Matt Fitzpatrick. Here is where the predictive markets are so much better than the sports books when looking at, like U.S. Open situations here. Because again, I don't need these guys to actually win it. I need these guys to be repriced to the point where in 2 days, by the time we get to Saturday or Sunday, no matter who wins the tournament, can I buy in on a Sam Burns at 4 cents? And by the time we get to Sunday and he's tied for the lead and all of a sudden he's at 30 cents, I can cash out and reinvest if I like. That's the mindset with the predictive markets. I don't care who wins it. I'm not buying into this market because I want them to win. I'm buying into this market because I want Rory to be good enough to get repriced over the weekend from 11 cents to, let's say, 25 cents, 28 cents. That's how you think about these predictive markets. And I still think now is the time to jump in because this golf course and the conditions are not going to get easier. And it's usually the U.S. Open. It's going to come down to who can make the putts on Sunday. And usually the guys that you think most likely can win it will be there when it matters the most. So still some great prices on Rory and everybody to get involved with. The other fun one is, will there be a hole-in-one during the U.S. Open? 44 cents to the yes right now that there will be at least one or more hole-in-ones. 2 or more is at 14 cents. I don't even know how that's possible. That's a lotto ticket right there. But I'll just give you an idea. The second hole, I believe, at Shinnecock is a par 3, and it plays a short 247 yards. So, yeah, with this wind, I'm not sure we're getting a hole-in-one. I've already played no, by the way, on this at 59 cents. And I think that's a pretty good look because the way the wind and the weather is going, don't see a whole lot of hole-in-ones happening, if at all, in this one. I don't think any are happening, but certainly don't think that 2 or more are happening at the U.S. Open. So a couple of fun markets. We'll have more on this tomorrow. But again, the predictive markets, you don't have to tie your money up and somebody has to win. No. You're buying into that winning market simply because you want that market to reprice. And given the quality of the golf course and the quality of the names on that list that you can get at under 10 cents right now, that might be a market worth jumping in at. All right, let's talk here Major League Baseball. We'll run down some of these games for you here today. We got a few of them, and most of them some afternoon games we told you there. Blue Jays and Red Sox going on. Savage versus Sonny Gray. That one is about 1:30 this afternoon. The Red Sox are just terrible, but they seem to win every Sonny Gray game that he pitches. So, yeah, we'll go with the Red Sox. Wind was blowing out at a ridiculous speeds last night. The Red Sox couldn't score any runs, which was kind of hysterical there. But I do like the under in this one today. Brewers at the Guardians. Drohan taking on Parker Messick. Guardians in the first 5 might be a pretty good look there, guys. That's where I'd go. But once they get to around the 3rd time through the order against Parker Messick, that's when things start to go south. So bet them early not late. Rangers and Jack Leiter taking on Joe Ryan here, and I like the Twins to get it done in this one on the road. Orioles taking on Brian with the Mariners, who can't seem to win a game. I don't know what the hell's going on, but Shane Baz is not a guy I want to invest in. Mariners lost last night. I think they bounce back in this one tonight. Mets at Phillies. Sean Manaea, finally not a bulk, but an actual starting pitcher here. Doesn't have to wait for an opener and then come in. Aaron Nola for the Phillies. I think there are runs coming here. It is priced at 9.5, and I agree with it because I think both teams will have some success. Yankees taking on the White Sox. Weathers versus Burke. There's runs coming in this game. I'll take the over there. By the way, double-digit winds blowing dead out to center field at Yankee Stadium tonight. Giants and the Braves. I am with Art. I don't think the Braves get swept. Cardinals at Royals. Liberatore versus Cameron. Boy, is that ugly. But I think the Royals can get it done there. I'll back Noah Cameron. And the Athletics and the Angels. I like the Athletics team total. I told you up and over in that one there tonight. All right, World Cup action here. Yes, I do like Team Canada here today. I'm going on the advice of our good friend, the one and only Carmine Bianco, who will be on the show tomorrow. But the reality is, I don't think they're scoring a whole lot of goals in winning this game against Qatar. So I do like Canada. I do like the under. So any combination there might not be a bad look here. Also, the couple of other games that I think are going to be interesting, and you heard Art talk about the late one. I do think Mexico wins this one. I think there's a pretty good opportunity and a pretty good price point for you guys to jump on in on that one. Because I do think that there's likely both teams to score, which I think is a great market, by the way, in these early group stage games. Both teams to score, not a bad look there. I think Bosnia and Switzerland also is another one of those games where both teams likely to score. And both of those markets, guys, are pretty good price points here. But usually early on in the group stages, you do have some mismatches. You tend to get both teams to be able to find the net at some particular point. So some good ones there. We'll have more tomorrow for you once Team USA gets it going against Australia. Can they continue their hot run? Feels like forever ago since they actually played on the pitch. But Art will be here. Carmine will be here. We'll have all the latest for you guys tomorrow. And once again, we want to thank you all for hanging with us here today. Make sure you smack that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and become part of the WagerTalk TV family. A reminder, check out my new series here, daily on WagerTalk TV. It's called First Five, where we dive in to the Major League Baseball slate each and every day, except we want nothing to do with bullpens. We only cover the slate from a first five market perspective. So some first five matchups here tonight in some of these games. We'll break down the starting pitching. We'll also let you know exactly where the value is. So make sure you guys check that out. That'll be posted a little bit later this afternoon. And then in the meantime, enjoy the day, man. Enjoy the games. Have some fun with it. Make sure you come back and join us again tomorrow for another edition of the best betting show ever. Crush it, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow here on WagerTalk TV.